woman moved forward slowly, praying that the boy in front of her, Liang, could somehow save her. But when Liang lifted the woman lying on the ground, he froze in horror. All of her limbs had been cut off. Terrified, he screamed and threw her aside. Shaking, he tried to call an ambulance. But before he could, the woman said in a chilling voice, "I don't need an ambulance. I need your blood." Liang was stunned. It turned out that the woman was actually a vampire over 1,000 years old who only needed a person's blood to come back to life. But giving blood meant giving up his life, and only a fool would do that. Fear took over. Liang started backing away. His friend Ren Xiaoxing began to panic too. For the first time, he felt the true terror of death. His face turned pale, his body trembled, and tears rolled down his cheeks like a child's. Dragging her crippled body across the ground, Ren begged Liang not to leave her, but the sight only made Liang more terrified. He turned and ran. He dashed out of the subway station, but stopped a few steps later. Ren's childlike cries still echoed in his ears. He couldn't stand the thought of such a beautiful woman dying in front of him. Finally, with the resolve to die, he turned back. He ran to Ren and embraced her tightly. Before he died, he whispered his final words, "In my next life, I'll be a better person." Ren's eyes filled with tears. In 1,000 years, it was the first time someone was willing to die for her. Grateful, she hugged him back and drank his blood. The next morning, Liang woke up alive. He thought it had all been a nightmare. But lying beside him was a small fox. He tried to wake it up, but it didn't move. He sighed and walked outside. The moment sunlight touched his skin, his right hand burst into flames. The fire spread quickly, burning his entire body. The pain was unbearable. He tried to run to put it out, but missed a step and fell from a high ledge. Lying on the ground, his consciousness began to fade. Suddenly, a little girl jumped down from the building. She fought through the flames, dragged Liang back, and threw him into the heart of the fire again. The flames around them finally died out. Liang looked down. His body had healed completely. The girl said calmly, "You're not human anymore. You're a vampire. Your body will never die." Liang stared at her. She looked strangely familiar. It was Ren Xiaoxing, now reborn as a little girl. Liang begged her to turn him back into a human, but Ren shook her head. She couldn't. After drinking his blood, her power had not fully recovered. She told him that her 4 missing limbs were still in the hands of vampire hunters. If Liang could retrieve them, only then could she restore his humanity. Terrified but determined, Liang agreed. Ren said, "You can't win against 3 hunters, but one-on-one, you might stand a chance." So, Liang set off alone for the hunter's base. There he met the hunter Draman. Before the fight even began, the tension was suffocating. Draman swung his blade, shattering a building in one strike. The shockwave threw Liang nearly 10 meters away. As he struggled to stand, he saw a man with a huge cross on his shoulder approaching. Liang tried to run, but another hunter appeared ahead of him. He was trapped between them, nowhere to escape. The 3 hunters raised their weapons and charged at him like lightning. But before they could reach him, a dark shadow fell from the sky. When Liang opened his eyes, the hunters were gone. Standing beside him was a dirty-faced old man. The old man took Liang back to the vampire base, where Liang discovered that the man was Ren Xiaoxing's old friend, named Ren Yiming, a mediator who maintained peace between vampires and hunters. Ren Yiming offered to arrange a one-on-one duel between Liang and a hunter, but there was a price. Liang would have to pay 2 million yuan as compensation afterward. Determined to help Ren Xiaoxing regain her limbs, Liang accepted the deal, and so began the first deadly confrontation between Liang and the vampire hunter.